So, how to apply the oil? I got oil in my bearings now, but I have to do it again because I need to show you how to properly do this. You put oil on that bearing, so you got oil all around the bearing. You drench it in oil. Just let it set like this. Just put that aside. You take that bearing, you do the same thing. You see to it that the oil covers the whole bearing like that, and you put that aside. And you kind of let them be like and then you take off the spool brake. And you put glue into the pinion gear axle. Just give it a good drop in there. Don't, as I just did, wipe out the excess. Don't touch it. And don't wipe off anything on the bearings. But I just did because I already have oil in it. I don't want it to work too good because it's going to restrict my casting distance. And just let it be like this. If you have standard bearings like this reel kind of has, you can just put it together like that. Put the reel on the side so the oil kind of gets into the bearings. Just leave it like that. And as I said, if you have standard bearings, you can just put it together like that. And now we're going to go out casting. But if you have like double, triple sealed bearings, it's going to take a long time before the oil gets into it. So you need to leave them outside the reel and really kind of wait until you see that the oil kind of disappears, because it doesn't evaporate. If it's gone, it's inside the bearing, because you need to get it inside the bearings. That is the thing with the oil. I mean, it's made to work inside the bearings, and if you don't get it inside the bearings, it's not gonna work. So this is how we leave it now with the standard bearings. And now we're gonna go cast. Okay, so now going to casting. I've been carrying it like this all the time because I want the oil to get into the bearings, so I can keep on holding it like this, cast it and reel it in, because now I'm using the bearings and they're turning, so the oil easily gets into the bearings. So I just do that 3 to 5 times. Then I can change it, turn it around, and I still have casting brake as it was before. Set it on 3-4 and just slowly casting. I put the oil on and I did not wipe off any excess. I still have the casting brake. Still use my thumb until you start noticing that, man, what? No overalls? Wait a minute. So now I'm gonna set it as it's supposed to be. I take the cap off, I put my brake on 0, but I don't have any brake. There is no brake in mine, so it's on 0, yeah. And you put that spool brake to like that. It doesn't want to go down until you shake it a bit. Then it slowly ascends down. That's maybe a bit too loose. I don't want it to go down by itself. Like that. You got your brake on 0. You adjusted the spool brake, because that is your brake, casting brake now, because you have your casting brake on 0. And then you just fling that thing and nothing happens. Because you don't have that magnetic casting brake working, or centrifugal or whatever you have, it's not braking all through the cast, because you're only using the spool brake. The spool brake set as I do, it's about 10% of what number 1 setting is on your casting brake, so it's like nothing. But the oil needs some kind of little, just a tiny bit of resistance, because it needs to work in the beginning of the casting stroke, and in the middle, and in the end. So it doesn't if you don't use the spool brake. So when you cast it a few times, you set it how it should be, there is no problem, guys. You can just empty the spool, man. You can punch it as hard as you want to. And this is a 200 size reel, and it really works with this 200 size and up, especially with the standard bearings. If you have triple double seal bearings, it's gonna take a lot of time before the oil gets into them, and you need to see to it that it gets into the bearings, not the worm shaft. Doesn't do anything there. Well, it does, because it is a lubricant and it's completely waterproof, so it protects your, well, wherever you put it on your reel. So just continue casting and nothing happens. But then if you have a 100 size or a BFS reel, you need to start playing with the spool brake, because just adjusting the spool brake like 1 millimeter at a time does so much difference in helping you with the overspooling. So if you set up your BFS like I did now, I suggest that you actually thumb your BFS when it lands. But if you don't want to do that, you just tighten it just tiny bit more your cast. If it starts to slightly overspool, just tighten it 1 millimeter again until it doesn't do that. And if you really want to punch it, you really want to put some power behind the cast, you need to adjust it even tighter. But you can, with your fingertips, control your cast, your bait, and your overspooling. But like this one, after the oil really sets into the bearings, I really don't have to touch this. I can even open it up. That light, you see, it doesn't overspool. Let's see. It doesn't overspool even if I open up the spool brake. But it's because I have standard bearings on a 200 size reel, so I have a lot of oil in those bearings. and it really works so good, so I don't really have to adjust, and that makes me cast further. That is what makes me cast like 70-80 meters. It's bunkers. It's absolutely insane, guys. So yeah, but I can, if I really punch it quickly, I can make it over spool if I have the spool brake set this light. So I kind of prefer to have it, as I say, like that, that it doesn't move by itself. I have to kind of yank the rod. That is like the perfect setting for the oil. I don't want to cast too long, so I have a neighbor there. He was a bit upset that like now, a 32 gram lead weight dumped just beside his. But I could throw this like 70 meters, around 70 meters. It's absolutely crazy, guys. But you need to get that oil into the bearing, and you need to work the spool brake. It doesn't work otherwise. But when it does, you just don't have to care, man. You're just casting. You're just fishing, casting further than ever, and you're protecting your bearings from water, corrosion and everything. It's just magical, guys, but you need to do it right. I mean, it's like if your knees are aching and you get a cream from your doctor to put on your knees, but you put it on your nose, it's not gonna work, is it? I mean, come on. It's the same thing here. If you don't get the oil into the bearings, it ain't gonna work. But when you do, and it works, it's gonna completely blow your mind. It is just magical. So yeah, just follow this film, right? And you're gonna blow your mind.